You're listening to Up All Night, Poppin' Bottles with Kat and Brooke. Hi, and welcome to Up All Night, Poppin' Bottles. This is your host, Kat and
Brooke.
Hi, guys. We are super excited to debut our brand new mommy podcast for all you mommies out there. Yeah. Why we decide to do this?
Well, Kat and I had our babies basically at the same time. They were actually due
Almost
a day apart, and but mine came a little early. And so it was nice to have somebody to sort of commiserate with and text and say, I was up all night. How are you doing?
How are your boobs feeling?
Yeah, right. I want to cry and throw things at people right now. How do you feel? And so we thought, you know what? Why don't we kind of talk about the good, bad, and the ugly, and make
mostly the ugly.
Yeah, mostly the ugly
part of mommyhood, because there is, there's so many beautiful things about being a parent, but it's all, how are you doing? How's the baby sleeping? How are you feeling? And you just, whether or not anybody makes you do it or not, you feel this pressure, just be like, oh, it's fine. My baby's amazing. He sleeps 8 hours at 3 days old.
Yeah, right.
No, that's bullshit. And
if you had $1 for every time someone said, are you getting any sleep? How much money would you have?
I'd be a gazillionaire right now.
I'd be pretty rich
and
too.
Because the answer is always no.
Yeah. I'm not.
No, nobody's sleeping.
Yeah, we've hit the 4-month sleep regression. So the past 3 nights, he's been up every 2 hours, and I've had a lot of caffeine. So right now, I'm, could paint the walls here. And
so it's probably a good time for us to stop and tell our listener audience about our kids, about a little bit more about us, and then we can get back to the bitching.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm Brooke, and this is Kat, and Kat and I, for those of you who maybe never met us in person, we are very different. She's more of the organic mom who wants to do everything right for her baby. I'm more of the
I'm crunchy light.
Yeah, she's light. Yeah, I'm more of the convenience mom, and how can I do something in the shortest amount of time? But I joked with her, it doesn't matter because both of our kids are going to tell their therapist about it one day. So it really doesn't matter.
Equally fucked up one day, and it's going to be okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter if you do cloth diapers or regular diapers. They're still going to tell their therapist about you.
They'll still pee in their pants right when you don't want them.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's there's no right or wrong way to do this thing. And we're just trying to survive. And
as people, we're pretty different too. I am much more of the fly by night school of thinking. You are perpetually 20 minutes early, and I am constantly apologizing for being 5 minutes late.
Type A on steroids.
But it's good. It's nice to have a buddy who is a good partner and a good compliment to you, because all of the things that I am not, you are, and I appreciate you for those things.
That's the same. You're the one who lets me know, okay, I need to relax. So.
You need to chill.
Yeah. Maybe one less coffee.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about your kids, and we'll focus on our most recent births here in a second.
Yeah, so I have an 11-year-old named Price and an 8-year-old named Delaney. And so they are adjusting to this new world of having a baby brother, because it's almost like starting over.
And it's totally starting over. Delaney's how old?
8. Yeah.
Starting over.
Yes. And so that's been fun to navigate. It's going pretty well. There are still times at night where I think she gets a little jealous, thinks I'm putting her to bed so I can play with the baby.
It's true. Delaney, it's true.
I know. Yeah. Don't tell her. Yeah. I want to stay up all night playing with the baby. But overall, they're doing well. And then we have, like I said, baby Wit. So he will be 4 months next week. I go back to work next week, and I'm not to veer off into a rabbit hole, but
we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, so that's going to be super fun. And how about you?
So this is my second son. My first son is 5, and that is his name. And as it happens, also his age right now. He is Robert the 5th, so we just call him 5. He is transitioning to big brotherhood. as well as could be expected. You know, he's a little bit of a cannonball kid anyway. And so he's a little extra rambunctious, I think, because he's feeling, you know, a little neglected because he's not, I mean, he's still the apple of our eye, but he's not the only apple of our eye anymore.
It's an orchard now.
Right. It is an orchard. So, you know, he's real sweet with the baby. New baby, his name is Frankie, James Francis, and he will be 11 weeks old in a day or so. So we're almost to the 3-month mark. We are getting close to getting some sort of routine established. Just this week, we've gotten slightly longer stretches of sleep. And when I say that, I mean like 4 or 5 hours in a row.
Okay.
And that's like amazing. Yeah, that's just where we are.
Should we mention our spouses?
They should get a shout out. I mean, they kind of put us.
Yeah, they put us in this predicament. They should get a shout out. So, my husband's name is Scott Sullivan. Bridgepath CFO Solutions.
What? For all your CPA and accounting needs.
Right. Hashtag sponsor. Hashtag ad. Just kidding. Yeah. He's really not a sponsor.
No, that's right. He's not a sponsor, but
he will be. We will make him.
That's right. My husband's name is Bobby Ines, and he works for Valley Hospitality. And he's on the hotel side doing his manager thing. Spent a lot of time in the food and beverage side of the house, and so he moved on to bigger and better things. He gets to come home at a decent hour every night. It's amazing.
You're probably thinking, how in the hell did they have time to make a podcast?
We don't.
We don't, first of all. But I mean, so Kat says, hey, I'm going to be late because I've got to go home and pump. I had to bring the baby with me. Thankfully, Scott came and got him. So, yeah, we're just kind of squeezing it in and juggling motherhood. But that's the realities of motherhood. You know, like you got something to do. Oh, wait, I got to pump. Yeah. And, you know, I've got to bring the baby with me.
So that's really like the foundation of what we hope to accomplish with this podcast is that we just want to give a glimpse into real life because it's not all ruffles and rompers and rainbows. It is a lot of, you know, tears, yelling, screaming,
emotions,
lots of emotions,
from us,
mostly, but also from the children.
Yes.
Children get lots of emotions, and you know, let's be honest, our wonderful spouses get emotional in their own way too, and they have to, you know, we have to adjust for that as well.
We have to adjust for that.
Positive spin on everything. Yeah. We love them. We really do. But yeah, so that's us. This will be a semi-regular kind of thing. We're shooting for every 2 weeks. TBD.
Yeah, please don't hold us to that.
Yeah, but we hope that you will enjoy coming along on this journey with us as we just, you know, share these snippets of real life and that you can commiserate with us. And one day we hope that you will be part of a community with us where we can all just bitch together.
Yeah.
We raise our bottles and our glasses to you all because momming is hard, y'all. It is so hard.
It is.
And speaking of, why don't we share our mom fail of the week? Because we all have one.
Yeah. So mom fail of the week. Mine was actually from a couple of weeks ago, but we took the baby to the beach. He's too young for sunscreen. And so we had him under those big blue umbrellas. You know, the wind was blowing. We were completely in the shade, and we get back up to the condo and the poor boy looks like a tomato. I had completely allowed him to be sunburned, and I was worried child services was going to, pay a visit.
Yeah. Man, childhood cancer sucks.
I know, right? Baby melanoma is not cool. Probably good. But so I found out that sun can reflect off the sand. Science. Yeah. So it's starting off really well. I'm already
doing great.
Good mom.
Back 1,000.
Yeah.
And so my kid gets in the car last week picking him up from school. And he's like, Mommy, guess what? I have an eraser in my nose. And I'm like, that's cute. Let's go home. Okay. And so we continue on with our afternoon. And then he continues to make references to this eraser in his nose. And I'm like, no, it's whatever. Quit playing. And then, no, really, that night, he's like, Daddy, I have an eraser in my nose. And Daddy's like, ha, let's see. And he flips him upside down. And he's like, oh, you have an eraser in your nose.
Like, that had to be uncomfortable, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. But it was legit just like a little red pencil eraser, like straight off the pencil, like up in his schnoz.
How'd you get it out?
Well, I tried to get it out with tweezers, but I quickly determined that it was probably not a good idea for me to continue along that path. And so we took him to the pediatrician, and one of the nurses there was able to retrieve it with some
They have those
forceps.
Yeah.
Thank God, because it was way bigger than I thought it was. But apparently it didn't obstruct his breathing because I let him sleep. I let him sleep on the pillow next to me. And I was like, don't die, kid.
Yeah,
Don't die
it's
tonight.
called survival.
Yeah.
If he's sleeping, you
He's
just let him
breathing. I was
sleep
like, "Can
with
you
an eraser.
breathe?"
in
And he
his nose.
says, And I was like, okay, please wake up. All right. So that's us. And we look forward to talking to you more soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Up All Night Poppin' Bottles with Brooke
And Kat.
produced by Ricky Z Social Media.